Hello Crafty friend, it's Justine. I hope you're doing so well. I am a little bit frazzled because I thought it was recording for this card. It was not. So here is my one slimline that I made with this adorable limited edition card kit that is all Christmas themed called Make It Merry card kit from Spellbinders. It is limited edition, on sale today, the day this video goes up, so if you're interested, check out the link in the description. It could sell out, it may not, I don't know. I guess we're just going to have to find out, but if you would like it, go ahead and grab it soon because, like I said, it might sell out. If you're interested in what comes in the card kit, please check out my unboxing. I just posted that right before this video. So today I'm just going to be assembling all of my cards. I don't know how many I made, or not made, but I don't know how many I planned. I have a whole bunch in here, so we'll just kind of have to see. I started with this slimline card, thought it was recording. It was not, so that's always just a joy. But I hope you can still see it anyway. I used the Postal Edge collection to make the slimline size, so if a material that I use is not from the card kit, I will let you know, and I'll of course put everything in the description for you. So I'll leave that one there just for a little bit as I work on my next card, and then I will move it off camera. Now this card kit came with a whole bunch of card bases, which always makes my crafty heart happy because I don't like making card bases. I find it really monotonous and just kind of blah. So I'm so glad that they give us card bases, and typically I'll get my own from a craft store or have my sweet husband cut me card bases and fold them for me because he is adorable and sweet. So thank you, Andrew, for doing that. Anyway, on to card number one. This card was inspired by the pattern paper, and I almost immediately thought of doing a card with this little car. When I was doing my unboxing, this was the first one that I wanted to do. Now I'm just cutting this down. Side note, I'm just cutting this down because sometimes my measurements are not great, and my black paper was a little bit smaller than the card base, which is not surprising at all because I am not the best cutter, especially precise cutter, which kind of goes back to why I don't like making my own card bases, because I don't really know how to do it well. So anyway, I made my background with the embossing folder that is an add-on for this. It is so pretty. It has little pine trees on it, and it's just a subtle little oomph because it really is getting covered up mostly, but it's going to be pulled in another way in this card, so I figured it would be fine. Plus, adding a little texture on a background is always a win, even if it's just showing a teeny bit. Okay, these cars are so adorable. Do you see that there's different trees on some of them? I've always been a card maker that likes adding different pattern papers together, and that's really because of Spellbinders card kits. When I first started card making as an adult, I really jumped into the card world with one of my friends from church, and she showed me a whole bunch of things from Lawn Fun, which was so fun. And then I kind of thought, you know, I really like this whole card making thing, and I looked for something that I could do with not very many materials, and I did stumble upon the Spellbinders card kits. So these card kits were kind of what sparked my whole love of card making again as an adult, so I just really love them. So anytime Spellbinders puts out a card kit, I am racing to the mailbox when I know it's coming to my house, and I can't help it. They're just fun. Everything is so planned out for you. It's really just fun crafting. And there's so many materials that come in these card kits that even if you make the 8 or the 10 or whatever, how many you want from a card kit, you're going to have materials left over, which I always find super fun because you can pull and shop from your stash later. which is always a win because you feel like you're saving money, even though it is yours anyway. But I don't know. It's a thing. I just love Spellbinders card kits. And now here I am as a Spellbinders influencer making more cards for fun on YouTube with the card kits. So in a way, it feels a little full circle. Maybe one day if I design my own card kit, that would be like completely full circle, but I don't know. We'll see. Just put that out there. Anyway, I can only imagine the amount of work that would take. They must spend a lot of time planning these card kits because everything matches and coordinates, and it just amazes me every time a new one comes out, which is monthly if you're curious. They're not Christmas themed every month, but there's different themes. But there's chipboard frames, chipboard stickers, sequins, pattern paper, die cuts, etc. It's just amazing. And this one I thought was super fun and playful because of the little word bubbles that come out of the car. I know that picking up a Christmas tree is kind of like a holiday tradition for some people, and I can just imagine a car full of kiddos and having a tree on top and, you know, just cutesy little things. So let's see, should I add sequins? I feel like that answer is always going to be yes when I ask myself that. I think I'll do 3 just to keep it kind of simple-ish. This is definitely not a simple card. There's a whole lot going on here. But if you look carefully, there's a whole lot of fun. And that's my kind of card. This is going to be a chatty video because I've asked people recently what they like, and I keep getting feedback from people watching my videos saying we like the chatty ones, so here you are again getting another chatty video, and I hope that you enjoy it, and if you don't, I suppose you could just speed forward and see the end, but you know, it's just up to you. On this card, I made a whole little scene, and I don't... On this card, I made a whole scene here, and I don't want to lose the placement, so I'm going to use this Glad Press and Seal, and people have been telling me to use this for my die cuts for at least a year because I've been on YouTube for just over a year now, and I always was kind of like, yeah, okay, I'll use it one day. I don't know, is it really that exciting? But you guys, nothing is glued. Nothing is moving. I am a Glad Press and Seal person now. I don't know why in the world I did not try this hack out before, but just look at that. Everything is in place. And now the back is glued, so now I can glue these little pieces. I can't believe it. I used it on a whole bunch of cards today, so you're going to see that press and seal a whole lot. In my little tray, I have little remnants of it poking out, and I love it. So if you have not tried that hack, you have to. I'm telling you, as your crafting friend, you have to. Especially if you are a die cutter or work with pre-made die cuts like this card kit, you have to. It's so easy. Where was I? What was I thinking? I don't know. I was using craft tape, which, I mean, it works, but I don't know. Craft tape is a little spendy, and this press and seal, I can use this over and over again. It's amazing. Look how strong that is. Not sponsored, you know? Anyway, there's the blah, blah, blah. Here's my second A2 card. Oh dear, I forgot to glue down Santa Claus. Alrighty, moving along to my next one. I hope everyone's doing well. It is now July. When I'm filming this, it's July 3rd. And so that's fabulous because tomorrow's the 4th. So I hope that everyone had a safe 4th of July if you're celebrating that. I am, because I am in America. I'm American, so, you know, let's celebrate the Independence Day. I don't know. I feel like Minnesota's got to do better about their fireworks. Okay, this is what I'm saying about the press and seal. My whole scene is stuck in the perfect spot. Now I'm just going to flip it over and I can glue and not worry about things moving around. And then I can just put this whole piece on and it's glued. This is going to save me so much time and honestly a little bit of sanity, because when you get the whole scene prepped and then you're gluing and then it's just, and then things get off, it just tests my patience a little bit. But I forgot that I was going to put this little green strip here on the floor. At least pretend it's the floor. So I'll just do that quickly. Anyway, July should be an interesting one for me. Called a jury duty again, so that's coming up in a few weeks. So that's lovely, I suppose. Another shot at the judicial system for me. I don't know if I'll be selected as a juror again, but I've been summoned. So, hooray! Anyway, I guess I don't mind doing it in the summer, but, you know, once the school year starts, I'm not really going to be happy about that because I have students that need me, so we'll see. And if you're wondering, like, wait a minute, I thought you had jury duty last month. You're correct. But I live in a small county and there's more farmland than people, so therefore it's a 4-month term. So lucky me is serving a 4-month term in my county. So yeah, this might not be the end of it either. So I guess we'll just have to see. But you know, if I do have to say I did say a few things about the whole process of jury duty. And one thing that I will say is obey the law, because everybody in the courtroom, like, nobody wants to be there. And there's just like this attitude of like irritatedness. I don't even know if I can't think of like the right word for it, but like people are not happy to be there. Jurors are just kind of grumpy. Yeah. Just obey the law. If only it were that easy. Anyway, speaking of easy, you guys, I can't believe how easy that was to put my whole scene on. I can't believe how easy that was to put my whole scene on in just a couple minutes. And everything's where I want it. Unbelievable. Alrighty, I'm going to go again with the sequins and finish off the card. For those of you who have watched my videos for a while, you know I love Winkostella. No, I have still not purchased a Winkostella pen, so I can't add glimmer to this, but I can't add anything shiny to it yet. But, you know, maybe one day I will get around to it. The day that this is released, the day that this kit is released, is also the release date for a whole bunch of really pretty things, and I'm going to take a second here to just tell you about what I am excited for. So, first of all, the card queen, Yana, is releasing this collection with Spellbinders called Delightful Christmas. It's gorgeous. So, if you have not checked it out, please do. I will be using a lot of those pieces in a ton of cards this coming month. So recently I just prepped all of my July cards and had a blast doing it, by the way. But I used her glimmer sentiments on countless things. So definitely check that out because it's a must-have in my opinion. Especially for Christmas cards. I'm hoping to release my first video using pieces from her collection today. I know it's a lot of videos in one day, but you know, it's the 10th, and on the 10th we have fun. If you're interested in seeing that, you can go ahead and check out that video after you're done watching this one. It's so fun to glimmer, and her collection has a lot of glimmer pieces. So I was a busy beaver and just glimmered a whole bunch of stuff. And I think you'll like it. I'm pretty sure I'm going to name it Not Your Mother's Christmas Cards. And I've been kind of playing around with that idea because I know a lot of card makers are mothers and grandmothers and aunts, but I used really odd colors. And, I thought, these are really not traditional Christmas cards, so I figured I'd name it that because, I don't know. My mom's kind of a cool mom, so she probably would use all of those, and she's always, supporting me, so she's always telling me that she likes my cards, but she probably would use any of them, but I don't think they're the traditional Christmas cards that you could go out and buy, so I don't know. As a card maker, buying Christmas cards is kind of like, ew, why would you do that? Because you can make your own, and they're way better, and you have more fun. Honestly, all I really like about Christmas cards is making them. I do not like writing them. And I kind of feel a little hypocritical about that because I make cards all year for Christmas, and I don't like sending them out. It's awkward, and it's also kind of sad because I feel like a lot of people are not savers, and not that you have to save everything you get in the mail, but I don't know. I feel like if I spend time on it and stitch and glimmer, I don't want to just send it off to just anybody, But there's always another card to make, so I probably just need to get over that, but one day. This press and seal is just really doing it for me today. I think I've mentioned that a few times, so I'll try not to again, but it seriously is fabulous. Now on this card, I did a little trick. I wish I had a cutesy name for it. I don't, but basically I cut out the center because I needed that circle to use here. On this card, I ended up using 2 circle dies that I had in my stash. Oh, shoot, I forgot. On this card, I used the postal edge squares to make my little postage stamp down here. So there's that. I guess I was just really chatty and forgot to mention that. But anyway, on this card, I used 2 circle dies. I die cut out the red from my background cardstock just to keep it matchy-matchy, and used 2 nesting dies and made my little circle scene. I think I'm going to ditch the press and seal for this card because I do know the layout and there's not that many pieces. At this point, when I was planning my cards out, I think I was just putting it on everything because I was so amazed that it stuck to everything, but I got my layout down on this one. Anyway, to make my scene, I had my big red circle, which I die cut out before, from the center. That's going to be the back. And then I put the little church and the house on there with just some glue, and then I did put a little scrap piece of paper green on the bottom, even though if it's snowing there's not going to be green grass, but just a little something there. And then this white pattern paper with the gold foiling is kind of like a little snowstorm. Just bear with me here. Anyway, then I cut out a piece of acetate. Look at that. Fun. I thought it would be fun to put on the acetate on this piece because I thought it would look like a snow globe. So I have tried acetate in the past. I've used acetate in the past on other cards, and I know that once I put this on my piece here, the glue is going to spread out, which it is already, which is fine because I'm going to put a house over that. So it's not a big deal. Like that. I'm just going to let that sit off to the side for a minute. And I'm also going to put a dot right on the top in the middle-ish because I'm going to put a snowflake over that. So I'm just going to let that sit and set, if you will, just for a little bit and do the rest of the card. Now, this one reminded me of my husband. This little Christmas tree, it was so darn cute, and I just thought, let's put that right there, like so. I think part of it's going to be covered up with my little scene, but maybe I can squeeze it in. That's going to go on top of that. Okay. Yeah, I had my whole thing planned out, and now I'm like, wait a minute. Now I'm thinking, what in the world was I planning? Oh, that short-term memory. Like I said, I used circle dies for this snow globe look. If you're looking for a good circle die, I will link one in the description. But you really can't go wrong with any of the circle dies that are nesting. It means it comes with a variety of shape sizes, so you can make a circle like this and have the next size be the border, and it looks really cool and it looks kind of professional, so that's always fun. But I do like the postal edge collection like I used on this one and on my slimline card, just because it gives a little bit of oomph, if you will, to a project having a textured border and not just a smooth one. But the smooth one is really nice for card making too. Acetate can be a little bit tricky to work with because it's clear, and with glue and just different pieces that you're using, it can be a little bit challenging. But I like to use Barely Art glue because it is clear glue and it does dry clear, because the glue dries clear, so it just is always a win for me. Another trick is what I'm doing right now is taking a foam square and putting it where the acetate meets the rest of the project, and in a way that's just going to hold the acetate together even more, and it's going to pop up this snowflake and no one would even know that's the reason. Then this little Noel I thought would go well with my circle, so I chose to put it, I'm going to choose to put it kind of over here, and again pop it up with some foam squares just to keep it, also to help the acetate stay in place. There you have it, my faux snow globe card. For anyone who is not American watching this video, do you call snow globes something else from wherever you are from? I am curious because I was watching a movie and they called it something else, and I was just kind of like, I was kind of surprised, but I don't know. Maybe it was just a weird thing, so just a weird side note, I guess. I just love the color tones that this kit has. They're neutral, which is very trendy right now, but they're neutral without being boring beige, which, if you know me, I don't like beige. I'm not a beige gal. So it's, like I said, it's a neutral color palette without being boring, and that's just amazing. With this pattern paper, I did take an oval die that I just had in my stash and just die cut out this oval, and this is going to be my background for my sweet little deer. And of course I had to use the sentiment that had "It's Christmas, my dear," because of the deer. So I took the literal approach on that one. I'm sorry if you can hear a motorcycle in the background. My neighbors are thoroughly enjoying summer right now, and in Minnesota it's really cold a lot of the year, so I'm not even concerned or irritated because it's a beautiful day. And yes, I am crafting inside, but perhaps later I will take my stitching out with me and get some fresh air, which is kind of my favorite thing to do outside recently, is stitch. I am such an inside person, it's not even funny, but when the weather is nice, you gotta take advantage of it in Minnesota. Speaking of which, I thoroughly enjoyed the outdoors on vacation. We went up north, and one day we went golfing, another day we did ceramics and painting, which were all outside, which was quite interesting, painting outside, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. So I just would like to say you can craft outside. Oh, and on vacation I did stitching outside. I did some wax sealing with my little wax oven. That was really interesting to do outside. It works if there's not a breeze, which luckily I had a good day to do it. There's my little deer card. Moving right along. I think I'm only halfway through my cards. With this card, again, I used a circle die to die cut out the pattern paper here because I was going to pop in this circle die. So I went ahead and used that other circle on a different card. Don't know if I already made the card with it or not, but I guess we'll see at the end. It'll show all of them. Press and seal. What are you doing to me? Breaking my heart. Okay, take two. Gotta line up that circle. Come on now, press and seal. We were going so strong. What happened? Ay. Okay. Well, things are mostly placed. We'll just go with that. I thought this card would be kind of fun to do a little bit of like a post office themed card. We have the postcard there. These, I don't know, they look like a stamp to me, maybe like a rectangle stamp. I don't know, is that a thing? Maybe. Kind of like a letter to Santa. So we have the Santa hats, we have the little list, the merry days, and then the perfect gift. And those are all going to act as like a letter that you would send to Santa. So that's there. I'm going to make this one a little wonky. I'm going to go for it. You know, I had everything kind of lined up, but wonky is sometimes kind of fun. Just makes it look a little more whimsical. And it's a Santa card, so why not? There we have it. Okay, speaking of Santa, I have a really cute card planned that's going out later this month with the Santa die cuts that were released today. If you didn't see that, go ahead and check that out. I have that on the Spellbinders release page. I have that linked for you in the Spellbinders new releases down below, and I am so excited. I haven't used it yet, but I have my background all stitched up and ready for it, and I'm so excited to make that card. So there's that. I think that if I decide to send this card myself and not use it at a craft sale or something, I would write on here the recipient's name. I think that that would be really sweet and kind of a fun touch. I love that this card kit comes with the gems and the sequins because I love a self-adhesive gem, and I love the sequins that Spellbinders has, especially with the different sizes. I just think that it's just perfect for what I need when I am crafting. It gives that variety, so it's a win. This card I chose to pull out. With this card, I chose to pull out some oval dies that I had in my collection, and these are recent additions. These are from Spellbinders. They're, I think, elongated, stylish ovals. I hope that that's the right verbiage there, but they're just really fun. Again, they are the nesting die, so it's really easy to get that border on the pieces here, and I'm going to attempt to use my press and seal again on this card. Hopefully it works out swimmingly. We'll see. And this one I think might be my favorite layout just because it looks just really put together in my opinion, and I love the bold font of the joyful word. I just think that is striking. So far, so good with the press and seal. Oh, goodness. See, this is working out very well. One thing that I did notice is that One thing to note is that I think sometimes the glimmer can kind of come off of glimmered pieces because it is a stick. I've noticed that a few times, but we're just going to go with it and keep it moving. I think I'm going to add an extra poinsettia in there. I know I say poinsettia. I know it's spelled poinsettia, but I grew up saying poinsettia, so just I can't bring myself to say poinsettia as a normal thing in my brain. My husband says it poinsettia. Apparently it's that way, but it's just one of those words that I just am not gonna figure out because it's in my head. It's ingrained. Poinsettia. Which is a little bit problematic when it comes to spelling poinsettia because, like I said, it's spelled poinsettia. Well, that's a pretty card, isn't it? Ooh. Okay. Oh, I like the layout of this one too. This next one. With this one, I just basically wanted all of the flowers to kind of do their thing and work to make the card beautiful. So I just decided to have that be kind of the focal point of this card was those gorgeous florals. So my background is pretty simple here. I think when I planned out this card, I was going to use my embossing folder that came with this, the add-on embossing folder, but it's already on my card and we're just going to go with it. So I have that stunning dark green cardstock and now I have my pieces. I think the only downside about the peel and stick is that for sentiments I can't tell if it's straight or not until I get the stick off. So hopefully I have time to give it a little wiggle to make it straight, and then that one didn't get any glue since it was on top. I suppose the whole idea of press and seal with card making is just to get the overall idea of the layout down, but not to be the perfect solution to the die cuts. But I really do like using it. There's been times where I plan out a whole stack of cards for a card kit video and then the stack falls on my desk and I just about have a freak out because all the pieces are now all mixed together. So yeah, not fun. So the idea of having something that holds everything is just great. For those of you who are following along with my craft room construction journey, it's at a standstill. I know, it's a standstill. It's not moving. There's not really any progress to report at all, just because, like I said before, we went on vacation, which was so needed because I just love family time, and it was nice to get away. And up north it's a little cooler. Not that it's that hot. I know there's other places in the world that are much, much hotter than Minnesota, but so with our vacation and some obligations from my husband's job, things just really have not been moving along. But when I have news, I will share it. I promise. There's that circle from before that came out of this paper. You can see that's the circle. Okay. Now, as I was grabbing this one, I think this is my second to last card in my pile. So, like I said, be on the lookout for a favorite. If you have a favorite, let me know in the comments. Also, let me know how your 4th of July went. If you celebrate the 4th of July, let me know how it went. What'd you do? I hope it was a safe one. I know 4th of July is kind of one of those holidays where people kind of go crazy and get a little ambitious with fireworks and vehicles. So I hope everyone had a safe 4th of July if you celebrate it. I'm sure ours was fine, I assume, but we'll see. Now, these puffy stickers were stickers. I guess they still are, but the stick has gone on the back because when I plan out cards, I like to be able to move things around. So I took my anti-static pouch, which I call endearingly my mouse pillow, and took the stick off of them. So I'm just going to add a little glue to the back so they actually stick again. But that is one of my hacks for planning out cards and just kind of seeing where things go, because sometimes you need to move things around, but you don't want it stuck down right away. Oftentimes I'll have a few cards in front of me and I'm kind of moving things around as I go, and I'll need to take things off, and I can't do that if it's a sticker. So I definitely like to take the stick off of a lot of the stickers for planning anyway. If you are a stitcher, you might have saw that there's a whole bunch of stitch dies that came out this day, and the reason why I said day is so weird is because this leaf is sticking off, but you know what, we're gonna go with it. Anyway, the stitching dies came out today that are the Christmas dies. I am totally obsessed with them. I took many of those on vacation with me, and I have prepped, I don't even know how many cards, you guys. It's probably like 30. I know. Crazy alert. No, but seriously, I've been stitching a lot. So you are going to see a lot of stitch cards on my channel this month. I have been pulling stitching dies in with literally everything, with glimmer, with wax sealing, with BetterPress. I just have really found my love for stitching again. I've always loved it, but I really just honestly had the time, I guess, on vacation to do it again, and I am obsessed. And if you've watched my channel in the past, you know that I do stitched update videos, which is just what I've been stitching, and it really has nothing to do with new releases or club items. It just is like, hey, what's up? Here's what I've been working on, kind of. And the stack that I have for my stitched update video is so big. And it's going to be at the end of the month is when I'm going to post it. I have not really added to it in the recent days, but I got back from vacation and I just had a ton of cards. So there's that. And then also the stitch die of the month, the snowflake. I can't stop making projects with it. It's a problem. I love it. I made 2 for the release video that I posted on the 2nd, which is yesterday when I'm filming, 8 days ago if you're watching this on release day. I've made 6 more snowflakes since then. So yeah, you can say that I definitely like that die. I think it's going to be so pretty, and I think that one will be a stitch card that I will gladly send out to loved ones this Christmas because it is so pretty and I have to just share it with all of my lovey-dovey people. Anyway, I'm thinking that I'm going to do special Christmas cards for my students' families. I'm going to have 11 kindergartners this upcoming school year, and I think I can do 11 kind of funky cards. I think I can do 11 special cards. It doesn't seem too intimidating. I cannot stand writing out Christmas cards, but I would do anything for my students. So yeah, hopefully they appreciate the Christmas card, I guess. I don't know. Probably not the kiddos too much since they're 5 and 6-year-olds, but maybe the families would. I'm just very blessed with my school's families. They are just so kind, down to earth, and incredibly charitable. And I don't think that that's the same at most schools, but I am totally spoiled and blessed, to say say the least. Alrighty, there's my last card. Oof, that was a lot. Oh boy, I just checked the time and it's past 50 minutes, so wow. Hopefully you're still here at the end, or perhaps you scrolled all the way to the end to see all of the cards. Either way, thanks for being here. Definitely be on the lookout for your favorite and write it in the comments. You could even just say like what the sentiment is, or you know, the one with the dark green paper and the snow globe, whatever it might be. I just love knowing favorites, and it just helps me make more cards in the future, just knowing like what people like. And the best thing about these card kits are that you can just kind of play around. So, you know, not every single card I made here today is amazing and wonderful and I love them all in their own way, I guess, but I definitely have one favorite, and I'll just show you at the end my favorite. But let's see, I made a lot of cards here. Goodness, this is 5, 6, 7. Here's 8 and 9. And then we have 10. Maybe I'll just put that there. 11. This is my favorite, if you're wondering. And then, of course, the slimline from the beginning. So that's 12. Yay! That's 12. Oh my, that's a lot of cards, you guys. Anyway, let me know your favorite by leaving a comment. I hope you've had a good time just crafting along with me. I hope that you are crafting at the same time. Please remake my cards if you want. I know that as a beginner card maker, it can be intimidating to even figure out where to start with design layouts or anything. Go ahead, remake my cards, enjoy the process, and just have fun. So happy crafting, everyone, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. We'll see you next time. Bye.